Hello, Golden State Warriors fans. Welcome back to the channel where we break down everything happening with your favorite team. Before we dive into today's updates, make sure you hit that subscribe button and smash the like button because we're bringing you the most up-to-date news on the Warriors every single day. You do not want to miss a single update. So get ready because we've got a lot to talk about today, starting with the ever-important situation surrounding Al Horford and his free agency decision. Now, here's the thing. As of right now, Al Horford has not made a final decision about his future in the NBA. The Warriors are still operating under the assumption, as reported by Anthony Slater, that Horford will be part of the roster next season, but there's still no official confirmation. Sources have suggested that Horford is comfortable taking his time with the decision, and retirement is still very much on the table. Even though the league-wide consensus is that Horford will ultimately join Golden State if he decides to play, nothing is finalized yet, and that uncertainty can create a ripple effect across the roster. Al Horford is not necessarily the type of player who will be logging 35 minutes a night or playing all 82 games, but his presence on the court brings more than just minutes. His experience, floor spacing, passing ability, and leadership can drastically impact the Warriors' offensive efficiency. If Horford does not sign with the team, it could create serious holes in the front court, particularly in how Draymond Green is utilized. Right now, without Horford, Draymond may be forced to spend significant time at center, which could expose weaknesses against the Western Conference's bigger, more athletic lineups. The Warriors' front court currently looks like a patchwork, and the absence of Horford would make it even more concerning. Quinn Poole, for example, would likely be relied upon much more heavily next season. Horford's presence not only helps the team on the floor, but also serves as a mentor for younger players, helping them adjust and develop in critical areas like defense and spacing. Players like Poole and even Jonathan Kuminga would benefit from having someone like Horford to lean on, someone who can step into high-pressure situations and provide both stability and leadership. Now, there's another layer to this situation, the league-wide expectation. While most around the NBA assume Horford will sign with the Warriors, there is always the possibility, however small, that he could decide to retire or sign with another team. The Los Angeles Lakers, for instance, could be a potential destination, though their recent signing of DeAndre Ayton reduces the likelihood that Horford would pursue a significant role there. At 39, Horford may still want to play a meaningful role, but Golden State currently seems like the place where that is most likely to happen. The key takeaway here is that while Horford's signing seems probable, nothing is guaranteed, and the longer the delay continues, the more precarious the situation becomes. The other major factor contributing to the delay in Horford's decision is the ongoing Jonathan Kuminga saga. The Warriors are reportedly in no contact with Kuminga or his representatives as he participates in exhibition games in Africa, which means that his future remains unclear and could have a domino effect on other roster decisions. Anthony Slater and Danny Ammerman have both reported on this, confirming that the lack of progress is largely tied to the team waiting on Kuminga's next move. This uncertainty is creating a Dust Bowl scenario reminiscent of historical moments where situations drag on and make decision-making even more challenging for the front office. The owner, Joe Lacob, has been widely credited for building the franchise into what it is today, including the Chase Center and establishing a winning culture around Steph Curry. However, there is growing concern that Lacob's attachment to certain players, particularly Kuminga, may be influencing team decisions more than it should. According to an anonymous NBA general manager, this attachment has potentially limited the Warriors' flexibility in handling trade options for Kuminga, meaning the team could end up receiving far less value than originally possible. This situation highlights the complex balance between ownership desires and strategic team building, especially when a top-tier superstar like Curry is involved. If we look at the Warriors' options, the path forward seems fraught with tough choices. For Horford, every passing day slightly diminishes the likelihood that he will sign. And for Kuminga, the front office needs to decide whether to continue holding out for the ideal deal or to make a strategic move to maximize value. Reports suggest that Sacramento has made multiple trade proposals, including packages featuring Malik Monk, first-round picks, and other assets, but the Warriors' reluctance to part with key players like Moses Moody or Buddy Hield has stalled any potential agreement. This indecision could have far-reaching consequences, as it directly affects both Horford's free agency timeline and the overall construction of the roster for the upcoming season. For the Warriors, balancing these factors is critical. If Horford does not sign, the front court could become a significant vulnerability, especially when facing teams with dominant big men. Poole and Trey Saxon-Davis will have to step up, but neither provides the veteran leadership and stability that Horford brings. Draymond Green will be asked to play more center than ever, which may strain his ability to function effectively as the team's defensive anchor and facilitator. And with the loss of Kevin Looney, the need for a versatile, experienced big man is even more acute. Meanwhile, the ongoing KAMINGA saga continues to cloud the team's off-season strategy. Reports indicate that the Warriors' offer to KAMINGA, 2 years, $45 million with a team option, remains on the table. And while he is exploring other options, the risk of declining that offer is high. The consensus among insiders is that KAMINGA will eventually accept the Warriors' terms, though reopening trade talks with Sacramento or other teams could still provide a path to optimize assets and improve the team's chances long-term. These two issues, the potential signing of Horford and the resolution of KAMINGA's situation, are deeply intertwined. Horford's decision could be influenced by the uncertainty surrounding the front court, and KAMINGA's decision impacts roster flexibility and potential trade leverage. Every day that passes without resolution adds pressure to the Warriors' front office and increases the stakes for fans anticipating the next season. The combination of an aging superstar, uncertain free agents, and a complex trade landscape has created one of the most intriguing and tension-filled off-seasons in recent Warriors history. Fans are left asking tough questions. Will Horford sign? Will KAMINGA accept the team's offer or force a trade? Can the Warriors maintain their championship aspirations if these situations remain unresolved? And, most importantly, how will these decisions shape the team's roster construction and on-court strategy for the upcoming season? One thing is certain, Golden State fans are in for a wild ride, and the decisions made over the next few weeks could define the trajectory of the team for years to come. Now that we've covered the ongoing saga surrounding Al Horford and Jonathan KAMINGA, it's time to dive into the O. Poole's growth trajectory has been impressive, especially over the last season, where he developed into a legitimate scoring threat capable of taking over games. However, there are still concerns about his efficiency in high-pressure playoff situations and whether his defensive limitations could become a liability against elite Western Conference teams. Analysts and insiders have reported that Golden State is carefully weighing these factors, knowing that any decision regarding Poole could have ripple effects across the roster. If they decide to keep him, the team could rely on his scoring punch to complement Curry's playmaking. But if they move him in a trade, it could open up cap space and create opportunities to strengthen the front court or add veteran depth. Speaking of trades, the Warriors have been linked to multiple scenarios involving Malik Monk and Buddy Hield. Both players have shown flashes of brilliance, with Monk providing perimeter scoring and Hield offering a deep shooting presence. The challenge, however, lies in integrating them into Golden State's system, which relies heavily on ball movement, spacing, and defensive cohesion. Monk, in particular, has sometimes struggled with shot selection and consistency, and the Warriors' coaching staff would need to ensure that his strengths are maximized while minimizing potential weaknesses. Hield, on the other hand, fits more naturally into the system due to his elite three-point shooting, but the financial and roster implications of retaining him or packaging him in a trade require careful consideration. Trade talks have reportedly been ongoing, with Sacramento Kings showing strong interest in potential deals involving KAMINGA, Monk, and other assets. The Kings' aggressive approach could put pressure on Golden State to make quick decisions, but the Warriors are known for their patience and strategic planning. Joe Lacob and Bob Myers have historically avoided panic moves, preferring to wait for the scenario that provides the most value while keeping the team competitive. This method has proven successful in the past, but the current mix of aging veterans, rising young talent, and potential free agent signings makes the offseason one of the most complex in recent memory. Another factor that cannot be overlooked is the importance of depth, particularly in the front court. With Kevin Looney dealing with injuries and Horford's status uncertain, players like Draymond Green, Moses Moody, and Jonathan Kuminga, if retained, will have to absorb significant responsibilities. Green's versatility allows him to play multiple positions and facilitate the offense, but relying too heavily on him could lead to fatigue over a long season, especially with the Warriors aiming for another deep playoff run. Meanwhile, Moody and Kuminga offer athleticism and potential upside, but neither has the experience or stability of a veteran big man like Horford. The front office is clearly aware that addressing these gaps is critical, whether through trades, free agent signings, or creative rotations. Speaking of free agents, there's also been speculation about other potential additions to the roster, including veterans who could provide immediate impact. While the Warriors are unlikely to pursue large contracts due to cap constraints, signing one or two savvy veterans could help balance the lineup, provide mentorship to younger players, and shore up weaknesses in key positions. Names have floated in rumors, and while nothing is concrete, the front office has demonstrated in the past that it is capable of identifying overlooked talent that fits seamlessly into the team culture. These strategic acquisitions often go unnoticed until the season starts, but they can make the difference between a good team and a championship contender. All of these roster considerations feed directly into Golden State's long-term vision. The goal is not just to remain competitive this season, but to sustain success over multiple years. Steph Curry remains the centerpiece, and everything revolves around maximizing his impact while surrounding him with complementary pieces. Draymond Green's defensive leadership, Curry's scoring, and Klay Thompson's perimeter shooting form the core, but the supporting cast, Poole, Kuminga, Moody, Looney, Horford, and others, must collectively elevate the team to meet championship standards. Each decision made in this offseason will reverberate through the roster, affecting minutes, rotations, and ultimately the team's ability to compete at the highest level. From a strategic standpoint, the Warriors face a delicate balancing act. They must weigh short-term needs, like scoring punch and defensive versatility, against long-term objectives, such as asset management and player development. The front office cannot afford to make mistakes, especially given the tight salary cap situation and the league's evolving competitive landscape. Even a seemingly minor misstep, such as misjudging a trade offer or failing to secure a critical free agent, could compromise the team's title aspirations. Conversely, smart, calculated moves could solidify Golden State as a contender for years to come, maintaining the dynasty they've carefully cultivated. Another dimension of the offseason revolves around chemistry and team dynamics. The Warriors' success has always been rooted in trust, communication, and an unselfish playing style. Adding or removing players impacts this delicate ecosystem. While acquiring a superstar or high-level contributor is appealing, it must also align with the team's culture. For example, a player who demands high usage or struggles defensively could disrupt the flow, whereas someone willing to embrace a specific role could enhance overall cohesion. Golden State's front office has consistently prioritized culture over pure talent, recognizing that synergy often outweighs raw skill in determining playoff success. It's also worth noting that external pressures, such as media scrutiny, fan expectations, and comparisons to past championship teams, amplify every decision. The Warriors operate under intense public attention, and every rumor, be it a potential trade, free agent signing, or contract extension, sparks discussion across social media, sports networks, and fan forums. This environment can create both distractions and opportunities. While the pressure to make the right moves is immense, the Warriors' leadership has repeatedly demonstrated the ability to remain focused and disciplined, letting strategy and long-term planning guide decisions rather than knee-jerk reactions to outside noise. Finally, let's consider the overall competitive landscape. The Western Conference has evolved into a gauntlet of elite teams, each with young stars and well-balanced rosters. Teams like the Denver Nuggets, Phoenix Suns, and Los Angeles Lakers are all vying for supremacy, meaning the margin for error is razor-thin. For Golden State to remain at the top, every piece of the puzzle, whether it's a key veteran, rising star, or strategic trade, must align perfectly. The combination of roster construction, player development, and tactical execution will ultimately determine whether the Warriors can sustain championship contention or if they face a transitional period in the near future. In summary, the second part of the Warriors' offseason story is defined by high-stakes decisions regarding Jordan Poole, potential trades involving Malik Monk and Buddy Hield, front trajectory of the franchise. Fans are watching closely, analysts are speculating wildly. Rumors have started swirling around the Golden State Warriors camp following some pointed comments from head coach Steve Kerr about rising talent Jonathan Kuminga. In a recent offhand remark, Kerr reportedly expressed significant frustration, saying, "We only want committed athletes." This has fueled speculation about Kuminga's future with the team, as fans and analysts alike try to decipher whether this is a mere warning or a sign of deeper dissatisfaction. The Warriors, known for their high standards and championship aspirations, seem unwilling to tolerate anything less than total dedication from their players. This public airing of grievances could hint at internal struggles that haven't been visible during games or practice sessions. Speculation is rife that Kuminga's attitude or work ethic might be under question, potentially putting his spot on the roster at risk. Such a candid statement from Kerr, a coach usually known for his calm and measured demeanor, adds weight to the rumors, suggesting tensions behind the scenes may be mounting. The Warriors' commitment to excellence is well documented, but when cracks appear in player commitment, it often leads to significant changes, making the basketball community eager to see how this saga unfolds. The whispers around Jonathan Kuminga's position on the Warriors have become louder since Steve Kerr's remarks, prompting widespread debate among fans and experts about the young player's trajectory. Kuminga, once heralded as a promising talent with immense upside, may now be facing a crossroads if his commitment is genuinely in question. The basketball world knows that the Warriors have always demanded more than just skill from their roster. Mental toughness, dedication to team principles, and relentless work ethic are non-negotiable attributes. Should Kuminga fail to meet these standards, the team might have to reconsider its approach to nurturing his potential. Observers have begun speculating whether this public critique is a strategy to motivate Kuminga or a signal that the organization might consider trading or benching him. The Warriors' front office has remained tight-lipped, but insiders suggest that discussions about Kuminga's role have intensified. It raises the question, is this a pivotal moment for Kuminga to prove his worth or a prelude to a parting of ways? The coming weeks could be critical in determining whether Kuminga can align himself fully with the Warriors' demanding culture or if his tenure with the franchise is nearing an end. Adding fuel to the fire, sources close to the Warriors' locker room hint at growing dissatisfaction with Kuminga's attitude during practices and team meetings. These whispers suggest that the issue might go beyond Kerr's succinct criticism, pointing to a deeper pattern of behavior perceived as a lack of commitment. For a team that has achieved so much success by fostering unity and focus, any hint of discord is likely to be magnified. The Warriors' culture, built on a foundation of collective effort and resilience, leaves little room for players who do not fully embrace the team's values. This perceived disconnect could be affecting not only Kuminga's development, but also the morale of the squad. Some insiders speculate that the coaching staff might be using Kerr's comments as a wake-up call to force Kuminga to reassess his dedication and approach to the game. Meanwhile, fans have taken to social media, with opinions divided, some defending Kuminga's talent and potential, others backing Kerr's insistence on commitment. The dynamic between player and coach is undoubtedly strained, and how this will impact the Warriors' season remains a topic of intense discussion. Industry experts and basketball analysts have joined the conversation, debating the implications of Kerr's remarks on Kuminga's career and the Warriors' strategy moving forward. Some argue that the coach's blunt statement could serve as a motivational tactic designed to ignite a transformation in Kuminga's professional attitude. Others view it as a red flag, highlighting a possible mismatch between the player's mindset and the Warriors' championship-driven environment. This discord might influence the team's roster decisions, particularly as they weigh the importance of experience and commitment against raw potential. The pressure on KAMINGA to elevate not just his game, but his professionalism is immense, especially in a team with veteran leaders who exemplify dedication. Analysts speculate that if KAMINGA responds positively to this challenge, he could still carve out a significant role in the Warriors' future plans. However, failure to do so might lead the franchise to explore alternative options, such as trading him for assets more aligned with their immediate goals. The basketball community remains intrigued by how this narrative will develop and what it signals for the Warriors' roster stability. Amidst the ongoing speculation, it's clear that Steve Kerr's terse comments about Jonathan Kuminga have opened a window into the Warriors' internal dynamics, revealing the delicate balance between nurturing young talent and maintaining a culture of commitment. The situation serves as a reminder that talent alone doesn't guarantee success in the NBA. It must be accompanied by relentless effort and alignment with team values. The Warriors' pursuit of excellence has historically been uncompromising, and this incident suggests that nothing has changed in their high expectations. As rumors continue to circulate, the spotlight remains on Kuminga to demonstrate whether he is ready to fully embrace the Warriors' ethos or if his time with the team is drawing to a close. For the franchise, the challenge lies in managing this potentially pivotal moment without disrupting the cohesion that has brought them so much success. Meanwhile, fans and analysts alike will be watching closely, aware that the resolution of this story could significantly impact the Warriors' future and the career trajectory of one of their most promising young players. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.